Hello friends, welcome to Audiobook Daily. Today we'll talk about The Deadline Effect by Christopher Cox, published in 2021. At 6 a.m., the owner of a brand new restaurant in New York stood in the middle of a half-finished dining room. The paint wasn't dry. The lights flickered. The menu wasn't printed. And the grand opening, advertised for months, was just 48 hours away. The chefs were exhausted. The designer was missing. The staff hadn't practiced the service flow even once. Everyone thought the same thing, but no one dared to say it. We're not going to make it. But something extraordinary happened. That morning, the owner gathered the team and said, "We have 48 hours. No extensions. So we decide what matters, and we execute." Suddenly, clarity replaced confusion. Unnecessary decor canceled. Menu reduced to 10 dishes, perfected. Staff practiced only essential movements. Every hour had a purpose. Every person had a role. When the doors opened 2 days later, the launch was flawless. And here lies the truth behind the deadline effect. When the finish line is non-negotiable, people become their most focused, efficient, and capable selves. This is what Christopher Cox explores throughout the book. The deadline effect. Christopher Cox reveals a powerful psychological phenomenon. We always rise to the occasion when deadlines are real and fall apart when they're vague. Through stories from resorts, hospitals, corporate teams, and world-class events, Cox explains how deadlines shape behavior, sharpen priorities, and drive excellence. Why deadlines work. Deadlines create a mental shift called temporal compression. Our brains suddenly filter the noise and highlight the essentials. Without deadlines, we procrastinate, we overplan. We waste time on low-value tasks. With deadlines, speed increases, clarity emerges. Decision-making becomes simpler. People collaborate better. Humans perform best with a clear, definite endpoint. 2. The ski resort lesson. Work backwards to win. Cox spends time with a ski resort team preparing for opening day. They never scramble or panic because they follow a method. 1. Set an unmovable deadline. Break tasks backward from the deadline. Start preparations much earlier than feels necessary. This is reverse engineering in its purest form. The lesson. Success is not about racing against time, it's about planning ahead of it. 3. Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time. If you give yourself 3 weeks for an essay, it will take 3 weeks. 2 hours for the same essay, it will take 2 hours. Not because you write slower or faster, but because you focus differently. Deadlines shrink the available space for distraction. They force priority. Cox shows that short deadlines can actually reduce stress, because long, vague timelines create more anxiety. 4. The miracle of pre-deadline mode. Great teams enter what Cox calls pre-deadline mode way before the launch day. Most people wait until panic, pressure, fear, urgency. But successful teams simulate that urgency early. This gives them time to refine, room to fix mistakes, margin for delays, higher quality work. The secret: don't rely on adrenaline at the last minute. Create urgency before the deadline arrives. 5. Good deadlines versus bad deadlines. Cox explains that deadlines are only effective when they are real, non-negotiable, specific, visible, mutually understood. Bad deadlines are vague, flexible, too far away, impossible, unclear. Most teams fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack structure. 6. Planning like a pro. The 80-20th deadline formula. Cox discovers a pattern. The best teams finish 80% of the work early and use the last 20% of the time for refinement. Most people do the opposite. 20% early, 80% panic. Not a good formula. By front-loading the work, professionals avoid chaos and produce higher quality results. 7. Why we procrastinate and how deadlines fix it. Procrastination is natural. It's part of human wiring. Procrastination disappears when the stakes become clear and close. Deadlines force clarity, accountability, action, commitment. When time shrinks, focus expands. The restaurant team years later, years after that opening night, The restaurant became one of the city's top-rated spots. The owner reveals the secret in interviews. We treat every major event as if the deadline is today. The team no longer needed panic to perform. They learned to work backward, eliminate noise, and honor every deadline. Ariv, the once-fearing chef, puts it simply. Deadlines didn't make us faster. They made us smarter. And that's the essence of Christopher Cox's book. When we respect our deadlines, we respect our future. When we let them slip, we lose our power. Thank you for listening. See you in next Audiobook Daily.